Madison. I'm 15 years old and I live in Missouri. In the U.S., we celebrate many holidays, but one of my favorites is Halloween. It is celebrated on October 31st, and it includes dressing up in different costumes and going house to house collecting lots of candy. It's always super fun and a great experience. So, Halloween originally started as the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain, and the festival included dressing up in costumes and lighting bonfires in order to scare off evil spirits. The tradition started over 2,000 years ago in northern France, Ireland, and the UK. Eventually, the tradition came to America with immigrants and transformed into the traditions we have today. One of these traditions is dressing up in costumes. Everybody can dress up as whatever they'd like, and connecting this back to the history, it's because they used to wear costumes to scare off ghosts. But now we can dress up as whatever we'd like and show ourselves off. Some schools do parades and parties to also show off the costumes before Halloween. The United States spends over $3.2 billion on costumes, and the most popular costume is a ghost or a cat. Each year I have a themed costume with my sister. We have been Thing 1 and 2, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and an angel and a devil. A costume that I always think is cool are the blow-ups. They use fans to make the costumes appear bigger. There are T-Rex blow-ups, sumo wrestler blow-ups, and astronaut blow-ups. Most of the time, my family uses clothes around the house, but many people also buy their costumes as well. It is always super fun dressing up, and everybody wears cool costumes. Decorations are also a super important part for Halloween. My house is always decked out in pumpkins, skeletons, and more. Halloween colors are usually black and orange, so many houses are covered in those colors as well. Some houses even go as far as to have very scary decorations, including fake blood, bodies, and much more that can be used to scare others. Another super fun tradition related to Halloween is watching Halloween movies. While I'm not a big fan of watching horror movies like Chucky, Megan, and The Shining, I enjoy watching movies like Hocus Pocus, The Nightmare Before Christmas, and A Charlie Brown Halloween. I always watch these movies with my family, and we eat Halloween treats like candy corn and pumpkin pie while watching them. During Halloween, we also go to the pumpkin patch, pick out pumpkins, and then carve them. Each year, my family and I go to our neighborhood pumpkin patch and pick out our favorite pumpkin. At the pumpkin patch, there is usually apple cider and other fall treats that you can buy as well. There are many activities, including bouncing houses, finding the needle in the haystack, hay rides, and so much more. I can spend hours at the pumpkin patch just because of all the fun activities and the memories that are being created. Once you get the pumpkins and you bring them home, it's time to carve them. This is super fun, but it can get really messy, so we usually do it outside. First, you have to cut the top off the pumpkin, which can be a little difficult, but then you take out all the guts and seeds, which is the really messy part. And then after that, you're going to draw on your design, and then you cut out the design. This will leave the pumpkin hollow with a few marks on the front. And then you've put the candle in and put the top back on, and then it's done. And at night, you can see it glow, which is super cool. And then although I don't enjoy haunted houses, many people in America like to go to them. Personally, I think they're scary. They include lots of scary people chasing you and scary decorations. But in the United States, there are over 2,000 haunted attractions, which include haunted houses, haunted amusement parks, and more. Close to where I live, there's a Six Flags, which is an amusement park. They host a Fright Fest every year, and it's a month-long event where you can go to the amusement park and ride rides in a haunted house-like setting. Many people say this is really scary, but it's also a super fun experience on a Friday night. Lastly, the main part of Halloween is really the trick-or-treating. On October 31st, everybody goes house to house with their cool costumes asking for candy. Specifically, in the region where I live, you have to tell a joke in order to get candy. One of my favorite jokes to tell is, why wouldn't the ghost dance at the party? It's because he had nobody to dance with him. This is funny because ghosts don't have a body, which is why he has no body to dance with him. After you tell a joke like this, then you get candy. And in America, over 600 million pounds of candy is sold for $3.1 billion. The most popular candy in America is the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, which also happens to be my favorite candy. Although Reese's are the exception, I don't usually like candy with nuts in it. And after the night of trick-or-treating, I end up with a lot of candy, but I usually give it to my sisters. There are also many traditions across America relating to Halloween. Specifically in New Orleans, there's lots of cemeteries and ghost hunts. Overall, Halloween is an amazing holiday because of all the traditions, decorations, and experiences that come with it. Thank you.